Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leslie if you don't know me. Today's video, if you guys can tell by the title, is the Freddy Krueger look, and this is my take on Freddy Krueger. Kind of a bittersweet video because it is the last one in the Monster Mash series, but also I'm glad that it's kind of over because my face needs some major TLC. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you are new, I would like to welcome you into the channel and hope that you guys stick around. And if you want to see how I created this look, then just keep watching. Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get started here. Of course, using my Milk Hydro Primer just to make sure that you're protecting your skin from any breakouts or anything like that because of the paint. I'm not using much paint today. It's more of this like concealer cream stuff on my face today. It's not really going to be a paint. Maybe I might put some red paint here and there. We'll see. I don't really know how I'm doing this. I'm kind of just going for it and hoping for the best. So cross your fingers for me. Okay, and we are blocking the brows today again. So just how I've been doing this whole time, I'm gonna go ahead and block my brows. This is the Elmer's glue. You can use the clear one, you can use the purple one. It doesn't matter because it's going to dry out clear, and it's the washable one, of course. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that first. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pull them up here with a spoolie. Just laying them down flat. There we go. Going in with some translucent powder. I'm using the Maron one. This is the Maron Color Set powder. Going in with just a little puff thing here and setting that on the eyebrows like so. Gonna take off the excess with a brush. Gonna let it sit for a little bit and then I'll go in with glue again here shortly. So I'm gonna go in with glue again, brushing them up this time, not all the way around, just making sure that those brows are staying flat. And gonna brush them up with the spoolie one more time. Make sure that those hairs are laid down. Let it sit for just a few seconds and then gonna place the powder on them. Alright, pretty blocked, so we're just gonna leave them this way. I'm gonna go off camera, do the other brow, and I will be right back. So we are going to go in with this palette here. I'm going to use, I think this shade right here, put all over my face, kind of like a base to everything, and to cover the brows so they're not white. So let's do that first. And I'm gonna be going up, not all over the place, because we want to make sure that we don't ruin those brows. The little hairs on this brush are falling off, so I'm gonna go in with a different brush to spread that everywhere. I'm putting it everywhere on my face, just gonna cover the whole face with this. Try not to go in too harshly because I want to keep those brows covered, but if they do come out a little bit, it's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna make his burnt scars anyway everywhere, so we can always cover them up with that. In case you guys are wondering what this palette is, this is the Maron Mask Cover Cream Blend. I'm just gonna go in with my Airspun loose powder all over my face here, just to make sure that we set that cream in place. Taking off the excess, of course. So now we are going to try something here. I hope that this works. Gonna go in with my liquid latex. This is white, but it does dry clear. We're gonna try to make some scars here and there with this, and hopefully it works out the way that I see it in my mind. So we will see. So I just went ahead and put some here on a bowl, and I'm going to put this little by little because it does dry really fast. So I want to make sure that these scars are being created pretty fast. So I'm just going to start here. And I'll let it sit just for a little bit. And I'll do another one here. Okay. So now you guys see how that's drying up pretty fast. I'm gonna grab this part of it. It's not very sharp at all. I'm just gonna start pulling a little bit on that. I'm not pulling very hard, just tugging on it a little bit. You guys see how it's creating that little hole there? That's what I'm trying to do. Like I said, it does dry up fast, so you need to work fast with it. But now you guys see it created that hole there, and it looks like skin is lifted a little bit. That's what we want. And it's okay if your face around it looks like old and stuff, because that's what we want it to look like that, to create those burn holes, I guess, if you want to call it that. And then I'm just pulling it down, pulling it to the sides, of course. And I'm just going to keep going around my face to create those. That's all I'm going to be doing here. The smell of this is very strong, by the way, so if you guys are gonna use this, just FYI, it is a pretty strong smell. So as you guys can see, that's what I'm trying to do all over the face. I'm gonna go off camera, just gonna do the same all over my face, and I will be right back. Alright guys, so I'm back with the full face all done here, so you guys can see. Now we're gonna go in and do the detailing. That is what we're gonna start with. I'm going to start with eyeshadows first, and then we're gonna move on to a little bit of the paint. I'm gonna be using just a little bit of paint. So to start off here, we are going to do the insides here red, just using the James Charles palette. I'm using the red in there, which is this red right here, and I'm just gonna fill every hole there with red eyeshadow. Just on the insides, leaving the rest the same. You don't need a lot. We're gonna go in with other shadows too. So you don't need too much, just a little bit everywhere inside the holes that I created. The thing that takes the longest is actually creating the holes with that liquid latex, but this part I think it'll be pretty easy. We just need some dimension, and that's what we're gonna do here in a little bit after I fill all of these with red. Okie dokie. So now that we have all those spots red, we're gonna go in with a little bit of black and go on the outer parts of that. might do some brown, like a dark brown, so it doesn't look too black. Because I think this one came out a little too dark. So I'm gonna try to blend it a little bit so it doesn't look that black. And put just a tiny bit of red over it. That one didn't come a little bit too dark. We are trying to create dimension, but we don't want to lose that red in there. So I think I'm gonna go actually in with that dark brown in that palette, which is this one right here, instead of the black. Go out on the outer parts of it here. So I have a little bit of all sorts of blood, the sticky one that I used last time for my Pennywise one, and I also have this one, which is more of a like cloddy, it's thicker blood, so we will use both of these. I also have this squirt one, which I don't know if I'm gonna use, but I am gonna use some paint as well before we go in with any of those little blood things. So I'm just using my Maron palette, that big palette that I've been using, with some of that red paint that's in there. And I'm gonna see if I can make some of this drip over with the paint. Like make it look more bright here. Just kind of going in with a lot. It's really wet with a lot of water. I think I need a bigger brush though. This one might be too small. This one might work. And I'm just kind of like pushing it up against my skin here. I don't want it to look like a brush, so let me wet it a little bit more. There you go, some of that is dripping down now. That's what I want. Not everywhere, of course, but just some spots here and there. Ah! Giving it a little more character here. I think that's enough drips here. I'm gonna go in with a bigger brush like this one. I am gonna soak that one into the red paint as well. And I just kind of want splatters on my face. So I'm gonna do that with this brush here. So it looks like there's splattered blood here and there. Okay, it has some splatter here and there. I'm thinking around the eyes, we're just gonna make them a little bit sunken in. So we're gonna grab a little bit of black and go around the eye a little bit. Just a little bit of black, you don't need too much. We don't wanna overdo it. Making it more over here too, where my lines would be down here. There you go, that looks better. Do the same on this side. And do go in here just a tiny bit. Just making those eyes sunken in, like so. And I'm gonna go here on the outer corner too, just to give it that little something there. It gives it more of a sunken look here. There we go. Not really connecting them, more like a C, leaving that middle just as it is. I'm kind of just barely putting it there, not really with my brush, more with my finger, and running that across. So your lids don't look so bare. There you go, that looks better. I think that looks way better. Okay, now that we've done the drips and a little bit of splatter, we're gonna move on to this. This is the stage blood. I'm gonna show you guys how thick it looks so you guys can get a feel for it. You guys see, it's kind of like syrup. It's what the consistency of, but it dries up pretty fast. So once you put it on this sponge, like I'm just kind of placing it everywhere. Alright, so now that we have that down, I am going to go with a little of a glow mist, because we want those burns, of course, to look, you know, fresh, because that's how they look on Freddy. So that's what we want to do. Of course, not adding too much, just enough to make it a little bit on the glossy side. I don't have anything to make it look glossy other than this, so I'm hoping that this will work. But yeah, that's pretty much the look. I'm gonna go ahead and finish off with the actual costume, and I will be right back. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. All I did was add a fedora. You can add any hat that you have. His, I believe, is black, but I don't know where my black one is, so I just threw this one on. And the sweater, of course, the green and red striped sweater, and his claws. These were actually just $12, and I decked them out a little bit here with blood and stuff to make them look just a little bit better than how they came. It is just plastic. But yeah guys, that is all for this look. This is the last one in the Monster Mash series. I hope that you guys enjoyed this year. It was really fun creating all these looks for you guys, so I hope that you guys enjoyed them as much as I did, and I will see you guys in my next one. Toodles!
He's dead, honey, because Mommy killed him.